Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Destroyer9020 here, and today I'm gonna be rating which dungeons are the best to do for this Halloween event. Alright, I want to make this clear to everyone that it doesn't matter which dungeon you do, you're still getting candy, no matter what. There's a minimum set and there's a maximum set, so it's RNG based, so you might get lucky in a dungeon, you might get like the minimum, and I'm also using Inner Rage and Lava Barrage, so everyone's results are going to be different, especially for people that don't use speed spells. Alright, for Desert Temple, it's not the best dungeon to grind in because it took me 2 minutes and 21 seconds to do this, and I was using a speed spell, so it's obviously not great. Alright, Winter Outpost, I got some pretty good results. I got a minute and 24 seconds, mainly because I was using a speed spell. And also this map is, you're just running straight, and it's pretty easy to do, so I recommend doing this dungeon if you're a lower level. Alright, moving on to Pirate Island. I highly do not recommend doing this because it took me 2 minutes to do this with Inner Rage, and it is not a great dungeon to do. King's Castle is also some pretty bad results that I got. It was 2 minutes for me to finish this, and I'd recommend just going back to Winter Outpost. Alright, for Underworld, I got some pretty good results. I don't recommend doing Underworld if you're stuck on Underworld or you're on Underworld. The only time I would recommend doing Underworld is if you're in Samurai Palace. Alright, so for Samurai Palace, I don't recommend doing this since it took me around 2 minutes to do it. Not 2 minutes exactly, but it's still really similar results to like Pirate or King's Castle. Canals is actually a pretty decent dungeon to do. I still wouldn't do it since it took me a minute and 39 seconds. You might be getting better results with Underworld or Winter Outpost, but if you just want to grind for something on Canals, it is pretty decent to do it on. Alright, so for Ghastly Harbor, I do not recommend doing this since it took me 2 minutes and 22 seconds, which is easily the second worst dungeon to do from my results. Alright, so Steampunk is actually a pretty good dungeon to do if you can speedrun it. Like, my results are 1 minute and 26 seconds, which is pretty good. It's the same result as Winter Outpost, so I highly recommend doing this one. Alright, so for Orbital Outposts, I didn't think I would have got good results, but I got a minute and 33 seconds, which is pretty good. Like, I don't recommend doing this until you're like Volcanic Nightmare, but other than that, this is probably the best dungeon that you can speedrun. Alright, lastly, Volcanic Chambers. Just don't do it. It's not worth it during this event, unless you're trying to grind levels, but other than that, this is not worth grinding. Alright, so obviously I soloed all of this, and you could probably get better results when you're playing it with a group of people, or you're really trying to speedrun this, but this is solo results, and the best dungeons I'd say to solo is Winter Outpost, Underworld, Steampunk, and Orbital. Like, those are the 4 you should only be doing, and if you're on either one of those, I'd recommend playing a easier difficulty. So if you're like on Winter Outpost, I'd play easy. If you were on like medium or hard. But other than that, I would go with the easiest way to get candy in here. Alright, that's gonna wrap up the whole video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you think I left out anything or you think a dungeon is good, leave it in comments. But that's it, and peace.